talking about making waves with a special guest actually who kind of came to me last minute. I could feel the energy for a while, and then with the title, looking for the video or for the picture, to upload, they came, and happens to be Mr. the one and only Bruce Lee. Master Bruce has come to talk about the water. So we're going to get into that, and there's a lot of things else to talk about. So today, I guess recently I should say, but today I also wanted to talk about, it's already, the 14th or 15th, what are we, 13th? So we're just past the portal, 9-9 portal. Hey Jimmy, what's up? How you doing? See you there. Yeah, so we're just past the 9-9 portal. A lot of people have been feeling a lot of stuff, even leading up to it. But it definitely was a 9 portal. I hope, we're all doing okay. We've made it through, and everything's starting to settle back in. Everything is sort of catching up with itself in the new, in this new energy, right? That I'm sure everybody's been feeling recently. So I actually made a video. It's kind of like a crude one, so I didn't post it, but about a week ago or so or something, I got that download where I had that day where you could just tell everything's different, and so I wanted to, talk about that a little bit, those days when you wake up and you just kind of feel like you're in that different place, you're in that different, just energy. It really is, you notice it feels different around you, there's a, to me, I call it like the effervescent, it's like an effervescent, like mist or fizzing feeling, that you can feel, and it could just be inside, it depends on your, what you sense, really. It could just be you, or it could be, around you, could be both, and for me, it's just in my house, like if I wake up, and I'm just like, like, oh wow, this is, and then I notice my body feels the same way, because it's all reflection. So it's all that perception on when you catch up to you, and that's kind of what this is leading to, catching up to you, so making waves, right? And the idea behind this being that, it's not fighting fire with fire, and that's kind of when Bruce Lee sort of stepped in, and then he showed me, his cup. We've all seen that example of, because there's so many fires going on around here too. I think it's really appropriate, but that example where, when you pour water into a cup, it becomes the cup, it doesn't fight with the cup. It doesn't have to, break it. It doesn't have to destroy. And that's exactly what, is happening. And that's why a lot of the old systems, that are still trying to be propped up, or, people who just don't really know, that it's happening, that we get into the trouble, shifting or allowing in the surrender, that's where that comes in, because, what is coming is the feminine energy. It's a balance, restoration, it's not a new king that's coming in, who's going to blow everybody out of the way and make room for himself. It's going to be an integration, and this is exactly why it all happens this way. If you step back and look at the whole big picture, look at how we're integrating, look how long it's taken, how many generations, how many, lighter and lighter souls, and, and why is it a lighter soul? Well, because it's cleaning it up. It's actively cleaning it up while, it's all a process, a thing, it's so much bigger, and you're a part of that. Everything you do is important, everything, it's all part of everything, and it's going to fix it all, but it's going to be in that way where it's subtle, and it's feminine, it's receptive, it's, you don't want to say just like, it's just passive and nobody cares, but it's going to be that yin, energy. It's going to be that feminine. And so entering into the new age, into the new world, the one of love is going to take love. It's not going to take, fighting for it, war against all these people, and war and yelling at you, and it's reflected in every single layer of life, like relationships with anybody, no matter who they are, when there's love, it all works. It all makes sense. We're all there for each other. You don't worry. It's like kids. You don't worry about all the bad stuff that they're doing. I mean, you take note, you try to correct them, when you're going, but you can't survive on that. You can't live on that. The love is what's needed for creation in the first place, right? Whatever kind of love it was. But, let's see. Everyone, yeah, nice. The king is dead. Long live, or everyone. Nice. It's a good one, Jimmy. That's what it is, and that's what's coming. Recently just being part of, getting into the revaluation with currencies recently, and stepping up and participating and facilitating that has been huge for me. And so all of these things, like people say the event, and people say the Gesara and Nisara, and people say the, all of this stuff, sure, some of it is going to be, out in the open because there's people like us looking for it, so we're going to show some of it, and we need to see some of it, right? But, the integration into the new energy is going to come in the path and through the path of love and forgiveness, even for them. A lot of people want to see, like, people get arrested and hey, listen, I agree, but on that same level, I don't know what their full source soul purpose is being, what I mean? In a way, that's up for creator, to take care of. And in that way, we already live in that free will zone where our own karma, we play it out our own selves, you know what I mean? So that's why they say, it's all going to come back to you anyways in the end, but it doesn't mean, like, you still don't get fired up, right? But going into the new world, it's going to take that it's going to be ease. It's not going to be forced, like, shooting everybody so they'll stop shooting people, then, I mean, so that's to fight fire with fire. So that's cool. And so the waves really are, hey, Sarah, the waves are, they're subtle. They're going to be, but it's like water. And okay, so Bruce, right. Okay. So when you add water, it becomes it all things. It doesn't force its way through, as this one talks about fire. Fire burns through. So if you fire, it's ignorance and neglect, right? In a sense, you're fire, so you're burning. So he's showing me, and everything burns down around you, And then wind. He's saying wind dries up. Okay. And it's atmospheric. Okay. So it's on a different, so that's on the thought level. Okay. And then so earth, very grounded, very soft, very stiff, hard to move. Okay. So water, right, has the emotion. And so the water with the emotion, with people, is what's going to be needed. Is what's going to come. It's going to be the way, the water way, the water bearer, the Aquarius, the age of Aquarius. The water is going to be the way, because it is no longer fire. Right? It is through the way that you will find that you will not be inhibited or uninhibited, inhibited. You will be restricted because of the water. You will flow through. It is as it is with water. I did not attain my levels through not learning. Oh my God, I got chills. And what he means is adjusting and adapting and martial arts, he's saying. Play of energy, flow, understanding yourself, understanding your opponents. This is how you succeed. in whatever your endeavor is. Because if your endeavor was to fail, then you would know very well how to fail just by knowing, by learning, by experiencing, by teaching. So you flow, and that is how you learn. When water comes around a whole thing, it knows all of that thing, right? And it can flow inside and it can come outside, and it travels. It knows all things. Be flow, be like the water. It is through the determination, the passion, the depths of the water, the determination that I set for myself. My goal, my end goal, I always knew. And that's why it was easy for me to get there. Or not easy, but that is why it is easy if you flow like water. There's much frustration in the fire world, in the fire realm. But the path to love is not through hate and destruction. It can be through its opposite, force. But to exist and to live in the love that all are seeking requires patience, adaptation, determination, perseverance. No one ever achieves anything without trying. It is not so much as trying hard as it is trying correctly. He's saying if something fails, it's meant to fail, or it means that you missed a part. There was a part that needed more attention. Creating a foundation starts with roots, and you have to ensure your roots are immovable so that the flow and the passion of your life. See, he's giving me like a plant, I guess, or a being. It's almost like roots, and then it flows, right? And as you reach higher atmospheres, you come into the faster and faster with thought, which is air, and the fire. See, and that's what he's giving me. So he's saying the fire. Hey, Nicole. I see there. Yeah, because the fire burns plants. Burns down the whole forest. Fire is great for its purpose in transmutation. The violet fire is crucial to transmute anything. But there's a reason it's purple and not the color red. Fury and fear. There's a difference between passion and determination. Water can have passion and determination, can have drive, can have fire elements, right? Hot water. And it can boil. Yeah. Okay, so where are we going with this, Bruce? It is all relative to one's own journey, and it is up to you to pay attention to what happens as it is happening. It's all connected. And if you all are to adapt and to enter into a world of harmony and unity and love and oneness, then it's going to take a lot more water than it is fire. That's got fire. Yeah, we could use some water over here. I've been getting stuffy. Dry throat. All the smoke. But as it is necessary for transmutation, it is important to let the fire breathe. Not too much. Yeah, no, not too much. That's why we got firefighters. Yeah, yeah, not everything. That's funny. Um, hmm. We'll see what else he has to say, but yeah, no, I don't know. I didn't have too much else, to talk about, but really, just how subtle it all is, how subtle the change is, and the upgrades that are here and the upgrades that are coming, and how we are ushering all of this in. You guys are, I am, it's like, you know, the wealth transfer, right, guys? It's out there. It's all I want to talk about it so bad. So I'll have to do another video on that. It's here. It's all here. Okay, thank you. The subtlety of shifting your life into the position is the wave that you must make, because it is the wave that starts your path, your life, your everything. It is your expression of your determination and your essence, your will, your power, your what you want. And it must continue. The wave keeps going. You cannot go back in time. I did not learn martial arts and achieve what I achieved from stopping. There's many examples of this throughout life in all different realms. Constant examples in your lives, in human lives, in generation through generation, in martial arts, in business, in education, scholastic, in sports, right? You say for martial arts. And there's always a common theme. What is the common theme, right? Find the common theme and then do it for yourself in your own way. It is the wave. Yeah, because what I keep getting is like making sure that we're not being, I talk about fire, not being overbearing. Right. So it's ears to hear, eyes to see type stuff, right? So, there's only so much we can do, when we try to, help. Sometimes you just have to step back and let people come, let people understand. We can't force any of it. So, we have to, the best way to speed it forward, thank you, is by churning the water wheel. That's what he says. Turn the wheel of water. Let the flow. Open the gate, the dam, the gate, the floodgate. Open the gate and let it keep flowing. There is only history repeating itself when you step back, when you don't, like they say, when you don't learn, which is not moving forward. Forgive each other, love each other, understand each other's desire for good in their life, in one's own life, and in the lives of therefore around them, and move forward. Move forward. Keep moving forward. Stop. Go around the rocks. She's saying stop letting. I mean, just go right around it. If it doesn't work, go around it. Figure out a different way. Life is fluid. It is not stagnant. It is not still. So be like water. If you want to do something in a day and you had, errands to run or plans, but your neighbor rushes over early in the day before you have left with an emergency, what are you going to do? Are you going to breathe fire? Are you going to stand still in the earth? Are you going to create a whirlwind of what would water do? Tsunami? or a tidal wave of emotion, right? But he's saying you adapt. You adapt. And it doesn't matter if you're any element, you adapt. But you adapt. Water adapts very well. Water adapts physically with the emotional connection a lot more than air would with thoughts and the mental connection. So what's happening is the water. The water is, it's here now. Emotional, the people. So it's going to balance out. The 9 portal came and it ended the cycle. So now we're in the new cycle. And it's going to take, it's just going to take love. That's all we got to do is just love. We just got to keep loving. He's going back to the example. So, you want to keep going there? Yeah, so he's saying finish it. Right. So are you mad now that you can't get all your errands done? And that's all that it is. If one of them is important and you needed like to pay your bill by today, then tell them. Say, let's go talk and hop in the car. Let's go. We're gonna go pay my bill with me, and you can tell me everything. Are you going to? Right. There are many ways. There are many ways of handling that situation. And especially with the ushering in of the new, many people are going to use us lightworkers to hold that space. Think of radically different radical things that we've experienced, and just imagine what it's going to be like for people who have no idea. So we cannot be getting upset. We care, right? Like you know what I mean? It's gonna be mind-boggling already to them. I mean, we have the minds for it. That we can figure it out. So as mad as we've gotten with ourselves, as mad as we've gotten along our own paths, it's going to be extra important. This is why you've been training for so long. This is why you're all learning. This is why you must move forward and keep adapting. Keep flowing. Remember your surrender, but also know your purpose so that you can properly allow flow. The purpose is your sacred fire, right? And then that is your compass, and then so you flow from there, right? So like he was giving me the plant with the roots, and then this guy's coming up, right? That's the flow, So the water is like the first layer where you have like your base, and then up here you're getting your antenna signals from the air. So he's saying you always, like a plant, you want to flow. Always got to flow. That's how I did what I did. Bruce. He said, I kept the flow on. I kept my positive flow on, not my negative flow on. Doesn't mean I didn't have struggle. Doesn't mean I wasn't a minority in your world at that time and all the things that I went through. Even when I was injured, his back, he was not the same, but he healed. He corrected it, and he moved forward. There are many cases of people like this who have injured themselves who are supposed to be paralyzed for the rest of their lives, and they're not. Okay, what are you saying, Bridget? Hey, cool, thanks. It feels difficult to make changes we feel we must make without the support from immediate environment. Exactly. Do you think people now need to start building the new paradigm? Yeah, it depends on who we're talking about. Hold on, let me see. Right, so that's good that you asked that. That's exactly what I'm alluding to, and I'm glad you asked so I can probably explain it in more detail, is the shifting into the water from the fire. And I mentioned the event before, and Gesara and Nasara and all that stuff. And I think I talked about the event once on a video a while back, and then, eventually it came around to that point where it was people are saying how you're the event, and the event is you, there's going to be a bright flash in the sky and we're all going to see it, and then, it's like, all right, that's fine. That is going to be a event, right? But nothing is changed through, just one event, right? And so we're fire, so we're used to thinking of blew it up, right? Oh my God, now everything's different, that's pretty intense, and it's not a polite and gentle way of transmuting things, right? So, in alignment with what you're asking in that example, you are the event. You are Gesara. You are Nasara. Everything's already set up, right? It's like how, we don't have alien contact or aliens, there's spaceships in the sky and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, they've always been there. They've always been there. So, do they have to do it? Do we have to do anything different? Do we have to, well, not really. We need to understand, we need to learn, we need to change our minds more. And as you do that, with the knowledge and the understanding, you're shifting yourself with every piece of information you learn, with every channeling, with every being you work with every spiritual experience. Everything in your life is shifting you, right? Like, but we think of it, like, look at our lives, anxious teenagers, whatever, right? We always want things now, and, our kids want things now. So we grow up constantly being like, where's this obvious telltale shock that's gonna, like, oh, this is what I need to do, or this is what needs to happen, or this is what's gonna, so we're just used to getting it that way. We're programmed constantly with that entertainment, type of thing. But, the transition is one that you find yourself already there, like one day, kind of like with me recently, but, with another angle, another division to help set up, it's like, as, learning who you are, learning who, all this stuff, it's, and the change happens to you, it happens around you. And as you integrate, like, you realize you are the change. You're the change maker. You're the person who's doing it all, right? So, because you said it feels difficult to make the changes we feel we must make without the support from the immediate environment. Right. But that's an inevitable, And so water goes around it, goes right around that rock that you just described. You know what I mean? Whatever, you got a rock, you're trying to go to the store, you need groceries, and there's a rock in front of you. You just go around it. That's it. You waste less energy, So the surrender to your life, the paying attention, the meditation, the awareness, the knowing, the who you are, the feeling, what's right for you, are all of those things already happening in play, if that makes sense. Do you think people now need to start building the new paradigm? Right, it's already built, it's already here. Do you feel it yet? Is your vibration there? Because if the only true time is now, then it's all already here right now. So the paradigm shift in the event is you. It's all within you. The whole thing is you. The Gesara, the Nesara, it's you figuring out, like, there's other ways. It's you, it's kind of like, you can take someone who makes a lot of money, and then you can take someone who doesn't, who just loves to backpack all over the world, and they're sleeping in the, in the forest preserve every night or whatever. They just bring a teepee or a teepee, or like a hammock or something, put it up in a tree, and they're good, and so where in that spectrum is one person living their abundant life, their 5D, 6, 7D life, so are you, I don't have enough stuff, so you're living outdoors, but you're you're 3D. Or you're looking at that guy with all the money saying, I don't want none of that stuff, none of that responsibility. Give me my forests, my lakes, my rivers, my freedom, and I'm happy. Now that's the same lifestyle as that other guy, but now he's on a way different, higher dimension. And then you think, well, Gesar, sure, for the world, we have to, it becomes that thing you're here to help with the people else in the world. So getting yourself to that place first, so you know how to get there, how you got there, how to do it, and then you can show other people. Is the key. Service to others once you've gotten yourself there. And we're all sharing as we go, so we learn and we resonate, and then we're helping each other get there faster. But that's relative to you, wherever that is. That's why it's not about, listening to one person, or, it's just messages from spirit through the whole entire community. And it's all out there to help people realize that it's already here. Like, it's already, where's Archangel Michael? He's right here, right now, right here. And he's over there, and he's under there, and he's over there, and he's over there, and he's right here. It's like, so it's only a vibration away. So the new paradigm, it's already here. It's already set up. Years ago, when it was more barter and trade, there weren't many options. So it's like, but could you not live in a higher dimension in that way? Like, I'm thinking of Native Americans, they traded, that's very high vibrational lifestyle with the earth and with the animals. I mean, they were still, hunting and doing a lot of that and getting a lot of meat. But again, that doesn't mean they were that low. They were hopefully, one with spirit and nature, and, and whatever. It's the paradigm's already here. The difference, right? The difference is that more people are breathing it regularly. More people are starting to believe it up here. It's like, you have this wonderful gift to give the world, whether it's your perspective or your knowledge, right? It's all the same thing, or it's something it's all you. It's something that you're doing. That's why we all got to share. Your voice is crucial out here in the world. And as you voice yourself and you listen to yourself back, or you listen to other people, then you high rise yourself, because then you learn and you say, oh, now everything you do is now going to be up. You plateaued up higher. So now you're gonna function from a higher level now. It's like relationship or something, and you work through something, now, you can go back and say, oh, you remember when you were mean to me? Like, yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, I didn't want to bring it back up. It was like, I thought we were past it, right? So again, every time we go back, we're going back. Every time we forgive and we move forward, we're going forward, And like you say, when the outside world doesn't reflect it, though, it gets tough, right? So that's when you be you and you move on. You know what I mean? You don't, you remove yourself from any status quo, because you're not responsible for anyone else's life, right? We are all dropped right into each one of us, as fair as everyone else, I mean, unless, if you got kids and you brought them into the world, I mean, yeah, you're gonna be responsible, like there's things, but even with them, you can't force them, right, to do it all the time, right? You can't always. And then if you do, they don't like you, so it wasn't necessary. It's like, was it the best idea? I don't know, I thought it was, right? So it's like, it really is. It's like that shift, and the difference being that it's being withheld in the consciousness. What I had come to me too earlier was the human consciousness, and then I was like, you mean the collective consciousness? And they were like, no, we're the human consciousness. And they're from sector 19, I guess, and they're like, no, we're sort of like a localized, more specialized division. They're on a little bit lower level of collective consciousness, but at the same time, they don't really consider hierarchies. They're just more focused. So lower in the sense they're not as broad ranged, but what were they saying? Um, yeah, that's pretty much all in the message. They were just saying how it's all, it's all coming. It's all the water. It's all the subtlety. It's all the movement into a different way of thinking, a different way of living, a different way of, processing life instead of like, oh, this is how life is since we're kids, and then it's like anybody, like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, right? If you've ever, learned a little bit about him, he talks about how, he had both dads, and the one dad explained to him, like, no, you should go into debt, but own more assets, or not like he said you should, but he's like, the way the system, like he was taught how taxes and debt and all of that and how it all works, so he was able to leverage himself, right? How many of us learned that in school? So it's like, everything we think we're doing or we think we know, and again, it's not wrong, but there's more. Keep going. Look at the people, like I say, copy and paste the people that are, and not completely, because you're going to add your uniqueness to it, but, it's like there's a lot of successful people out there that we can learn from, and I mean, if we think about that, right? Okay, so if the way to do it is go to school, get a degree, do this, do this, then how come the entire 80% in the middle or whatever it is, how come there's not way more people up top? You know what I mean? Like, if that's the way to do it, like, I have a question. Like, that was me in class. At some point, I just stopped asking questions because I realized this place doesn't know what it's talking about. But that was just me. I couldn't get anything from these places, nothing consistent. Just learn the systems and then figure out what you want to do. But that's the point. Figure out what you want to do, But we got to teach our kids that, and that's what's coming. As it comes, vibration lifts. There's more people. I was talking to some younger guys about a week ago or whatever, and we just got into it on we were talking about, the everything, like everything, because it's all connected, like economy, the money, politics, spirituality, businesses, whatever, countries, war. It's all the same. It's all the same thing. It's all tied together. It's all, so we got into it, and that was cool. Like the kids now, they're going to be coming in. We gotta usher them in. Nicole's going with the flow and keeping her vibrations high and watching out for spurs of anger and frustration is not easy. Yep. And that'll keep coming. It's going to keep coming. It's going to keep coming until you're foolproof, right? It's like I said in my old videos, we all want to be that God-like being. You're up there with, perfection, and it's like, well, then you got to stop doing a lot of stuff that you're doing right now. And it's not a pressure thing, but, and you don't, it's really coming to that place where you know what something is, you know what you're involving yourself with, and and then it doesn't take you over. Like we're here to do stuff and to play. Nothing should be demonized. You know what I mean? We shouldn't be. But it's the demonized part is when that frustration that comes up in us all. You know what I mean? It's not the fact that like something bothered you so much. It's how it bothered you. It's like why. It's like what. Because like I said, I was talking earlier, with the people getting indicted and people got to get locked up, it's like, we got to forgive them, but then you're going to see it, you're not going to like it, so there's a balance there, it's the greatest light beings of all time, they don't like seeing suffering, and it doesn't make them feel, they don't see it and go, oh, yay for that, like, sure, on some level, creation or creator level, yes, all of it is a gift. The fact that we can feel, period, anything, even if it's sadness, that's a miracle. It's a gift. It's a creation. It's a miracle of life. But you don't, we don't want to keep doing it. So yeah, you know what I'm saying. But to be that to get to that level, it's not that you start ignoring. We're becoming fully conscious. You're not ignoring the bad things that are happening. You're not just, you're turning away because you're not giving it the energy, but you know it's there. You know, it's like forgive, but don't forget. You know, you want to, you know, a true steward of love and light is going to recognize when the dark has just walked into the room, and they're going to put it on blast. It doesn't mean you have to force it out, right? Just how we're shifting into the new age with the water, right? You don't have to force it right out, blow it, you don't beat it up, you don't have to, you know, like, cut its tires, you know, so it can, you have to, you know, you put it on blast, you shine a light right on it, the brightest light in the room. You say, hey, look who just showed up, come with us, we'll take care of you. And then you blast them with all the love and the light, and then if they don't fit, they're gonna run away and they're gonna go. Right? But you know, that's what you do. So even within your own meditation, you're at a group setting and you're at peace, and then all of a sudden frustration comes in and you shine a light on it, right? It's all relative same stuff. People, thoughts, micro, macro, planets, galaxies, right? It's all the same thing. You want to apply everything that you've learned to everything, right, in your lives, you know. This is how you become a master. Even a master still learns and continues to learn. So when do they become the master? It is when they know that they are. It is when, technically, in our martial arts, they have proven their skill level in formation and in doing and in skills. But no other one can tell you when you have truly mastered. If you are always asking if you are a master, you will never be one. That is why the one place you have to look is here and here. It is not such a hype thing in your world to be a master. It is this idea, master, hype. But anyone can be a master at anything. You are a master at tying your shoes, are you not? Does anyone care about this? Your parents might, if you're a child. As they teach you, they might be aware of your progress. It is all about transitioning yourself to where you must go and want to go. It is no more difficult than this. Right. Once again, I achieved my martial prowess through focus and determination. I did not start this to be told by others that I would not achieve. Although I had many who told me I would not. As most great achievers always had. And have always had. Have had. Most of the top 10 of creators of human beings of greatness were told they cannot do it. Your Einsteins, your Teslas, your and I'll always remember. I remember reading once, or TV show, something I saw on the anesthesia guy. I think anesthesia that we use nowadays, put people under, came from England or Britain. Some guy, and he ended up he went to show that what he created, and he what he didn't understand was the levels based on the person. Like, you have to know the body weight and the whatever else, and to give the proper dosage. So it worked for him, and whatever he was using. And then when he went to show it to the science people in front of the panel, they always show they're like down in the science lab and the people are like watching up in the bleachers, so he went to show them, and I guess it didn't work out. So he got completely defunded. He ended up like dying like homeless and broke. And nowadays we use anesthesia for everything. Like nowadays, like he was the creator of it, and all of that stuff, And then I think of the Wright brothers, People told him, you can't fly. You trying to fly? What are you, crazy? You trying to fly? We got planes all over the place. Like, they thought they were crazy, So it's funny. But, go gently into the night and into your days, as there's going to be much to teach, to learn, to grow, to be, to set your focus, know your purpose, and don't look back. You'll never get there if you're looking back. You'll never get to where you're going forward if you're looking back. And this is so Nicole. So we're going back to Nicole. Know your frustrations, know your angers, and let them go. And also know you don't want them and you don't need them. Know where they come from. Ask for a different way. Ask yourself if you can see it in a different way. Ask yourself if you can resolve the situation with less effort. Or will it resolve even within its own self? And all you must do is take care of yourself. Taking care of yourself is important, all of us, especially in order to show others how to do so for themselves. When you are triggered by someone else, it's because of their imbalance that they are feeling what they are. So now you've allowed yourself to feel triggered. So it's them. It's their, and by their energy coming at you, by hitting you, and it just bouncing right off of you, or going right around you, and you just sit there and you're happy, smile, because you know it's okay. That's what they need, right? That's what we all need. That's what we're all asking from each other when we're seeking advice or just to vent or whatever. When someone's venting to you, or they're yelling at you, or they're giving you something, that's because they're upset about something. It's not, yeah, maybe you did something, I don't know the situation, but it doesn't always mean, it could be you could be the projection, or you could be they could think it's you, it could be, but in every situation, we're all just asking for someone to just look at us and go, it's all right, dude. It's all right, dude. It's all right, bro. Right? I got you. Don't worry. I feel your pain, right? Look at how powerful that is. How powerful it is to look at someone who's upset and say, I'm going to cry. And say, I feel your pain. That's it. Because we're all here together. Moving forward. Got to move forward. If it doesn't help, if it doesn't serve you, let it go. You don't have to throw it out. You know what I mean? You don't have to worry about rearranging everything. You might want to, but that's how the subtle changes happen. That's how it changes inside you, and then you make the change in the other areas of your life that you want. It all happens that way. And it's why we have frustration and change. Right. And so it is all connected. We got this. It always has been. I'm asking, what about people who are in really tough situations, though, What do we do for that? And he said, that's why you guys are here, to send them love as much as you possibly can. Again, being that which is necessary for this place, being the example, being what you need to be to show others how to, because there are some not so nice things that happen, yes, but that's for someone else's journey. We see it too. There's only so much that can be done, because we are also up here with their higher self. Oh, sorry, I got a message. Yeah, I'll have to send out. Okay, guys. Thanks, Bruce. It is why you have trained. Following the path is not easy for everyone, but it gets easier as the path opens. And therefore, it is important to drive forward with love in your heart as your guide. And this way, and in this way, you will not have to worry so much about the trail that you blaze. It is much too much to worry over every comment that someone ever says, or try to fix every comment, or try to explain to every, and not to say you don't explain, but move forward with your strength in your heart and the love in your heart, and know that whatever you're doing is what you think is best, what you know is best for whoever it's best for. And if it's not, then it's not. Then they need to go find somebody else. They need to go, that's, we all need to be who we are on our own paths. Like I was saying, the horoscope, I was looking at my birth chart and said all these things, but that's who we're supposed to be. That's who I came in as, yeah. And once we start blazing our trails and moving forward, we're all going to meet at that place, at the end line. And we're not going to worry about, if you move forward with love, everything will be okay. You won't, instead of, manipulation and coercion and persuasion and all that kind of, and, no, just be it. Put it out there and show people how it's done. You guys know. All right? But we got to be able to see it ourselves. You have to know that you're the new. You have to know it. Somewhere inside, we all know that. Right? That's why we're here. So how? How are you new? Right? How is it that you bring new with your perspective to the world, right? How come there's so many humans, but we're all unique, we're all different, we're all, we're still all slightly different, It's so neat. And that's how it grows. That's how the community spreads. You enter the new age when you come. It's why we always say we're waiting. The party's here waiting for you to come. It's always on. Because we don't have time limits. We're waiting for you to come. For you to free yourself. And this is that whole thing too. It's up to you. The free will. And we will always continue to do our best to keep the doors open and horns blaring. It is the flame that is within you all. Because it is the same flame that is within us all. The one flame of life, of creation. We have that within us. I don't know what to say anymore about that. What do you say? You all have that within you. Yes, we have that within us. Just like use it, you know. Okay, so what's the flame? How are we going to use it? What are we going to do? Drive forward. Set your goals. Set your sights. It's a band. Set your goals. And do it with love. Anyone you run into or you on the way, you love them. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to run into you. Keep going. Where are you going? Why are you running? Oh, come on. Okay. And you take more people. And you show them freedom. You show them love. You show them love. Right? What are we doing? Right? I talk about me and my girlfriend. You know? What are we doing? We're learning love. We're teaching each other love again. Right? Everybody's, you know, we're all in relationships and with people in one way or another. You know, friends, family, you know, partners, pets. What are we all doing? We're learning love. We're learning how to love again. You know? Hey, don't be mean. You know, my girlfriend yelled at me. Right, because I wasn't doing it right. You know? I wasn't listening to myself. I wasn't paying attention. I was getting triggered. You know what I mean? All of us in relation and anything in life, you know? Or even the governments now are, you know, like wearing masks, you know, or not wearing masks, or, you know, or getting tests and not getting tests. You know, it's just like adapting. That's what that was. But you have to give it love in order for it to transmute. Yeah, that's a big one. Not a lot of us are fans of that, the mask thing going on, you know. It's kind of funny. But even those that are in fear, they need the love more than anyone. Yeah. Go forward with love, guys. I guess that's it. Go forward with love. And help anyone along the way, but don't stop your path from moving forward. You can get off for a little while, right? You got to get back on your cycle. You got to get back on in your rotation, you know, where you got to go. And we can only bring so many, right? And then this way we do it without force. We're showing the way. Which is why you got to share too. So people know. Okay, yeah, just blabbing. Same old stuff. Thank you, Bruce. And who else was that? Oh, was that the human? Yes, guys. Sector 19. I think it was 19, though. I think it's 19. Don't give me that 19. There's no dash. There's no dash. There could be a dash. He says, okay, well then, when you get more sectors, we'll divvy it up. We'll make another team. Okay. I think that's it, guys. We're at about an hour. Thanks for coming, guys. Love you guys. Anything else from Bruce? He's just like smiling and winking and kind of like grinning and just standing strong. He's like, no. Water, wisdom, history. No. Remember, take yourself along with yourself throughout your day. You know. It's like when you think of something, you're like, oh, I haven't thought of that in the longest time. I haven't even been paying attention to that. Or like you catch yourself when you're in the moment, you know, we're always on the go. You know, even when we're in the present moment, you know, it's like, you know, are we fully, you know, is it fully, you know, like when I'm at work, I mean, I'm fully there, but, you know, it's easy to think about other stuff. Or even if I'm at work, you know, you're fully there, but you're also like, I'm processing information in my mind because I'm working, you know. So even in that sense, it's like, you know, am I fully here? No, I probably didn't even realize I've been standing in what aisle, or, you know, or like whatever, because I was thinking. So, you know, it's big, but it's subtle. Pay attention. Yeah. All right. Love you guys. Thank you. Thanks for the thank yous. Hopefully that helped. Yeah, Bridget. and Nicole. But new Earth, guys, new world. It's here. Breathe it for a while before you step in. 1 foot at a time or whatever. But it's what it all means. The feeling, the new, it means something. So adapt to it. See how and it's going to play out in your life. How the energies that are coming are going to transform your life, right? And again, the how, it's hard to say, but the knowing of the energy, that So, and that's all we do. So we work in our spiritual, we work on our energy workers, and then we just send it back off. And how do we send it off? We send it off when we take that sigh, when our work is done, we feel good, we meditated, we took a shower, we took a nap, and then we just send it out. So now our signals are new, they're refreshed, and now we're on the new earth, But then now we got to get everybody else to start, we got to start spinning a big giant collective of love. So it's coming. But when you feel that, for me, that effervescent, I love that. I love that. I spend all day in that. Okay. See you guys. Thanks for coming.